Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we drag all the girls. I'm your host, Sparrow. We joined by our wonderful girls, Lily. How you doing?
I'm ready to get in Miss Michael's ass, okay?
I know that's the fuck, right?
She has been pissing me off this entire summer, and
Mm-hmm.
please don't try it. Gay term, gay lingo.
Girl, they know what the fuck. Don't try it. The fuck.
But Michael has been trying it. All summer, y'all thought he was gonna be
skipped over
record. Y'all thought he was gonna be in front too, beasting out, and where his ass at? Well, in jury. Who's karma? Taylor's karma.
That's right. I just want to say to a lot of the girls are fans of Michael. This might not be the video for you. Good luck.
Yeah. This is not the video for you. This is not the video for you. Check out our, best
other videos
coming up. But you may be in those.
But this one, we're gonna be dragging. We're gonna be dragging them. So Michael has, you see the title. Michael Complacent. Michael has been complacent from week one, and you might think, oh well, I mean that's just game, and that's just that. No, bitch. It leaks into his personal life, who he is as a person, and there's a lot of people who I feel like.
And let's be real. Now that he's sitting his ass in jury, it's because of the shit that y'all said was just game.
There's a lot of people I feel like in life that are like him, and I feel like that's why it's kind of important to kind of dive into this shit. You cannot be complacent when it comes to real life shit, period. And I feel like Michael has constantly did
whether
that.
You in Big Brother, whether you playing Monopoly, I don't give a fuck. You playing Sorry, I don't care if you at work, bitch. You cannot sit there and ignore it. Do not be complacent, especially when it comes to race.
Period. Yeah, complacency is damn near just as bad as being racist yourself. Period. So we will definitely be diving right into this shit. So off rip, Michael showed his very, very passive gameplay. And at first you kind of just think it's gameplay, but then you see that it leaks a little bit into actual real life shit. When Taylor was getting bully bashed and bombarded, it was interesting because Michael was one of the people who actively spoke to the cameras about how he knows that it's wrong, or even to the other house guests a little bit about how he knows that it's wrong. And then in the same breath, he would add on to
what
that
he What he say? Oh, you can say something about her being
in your eviction speech. In your eviction speech, you can add on the fact that she thinks she's miscongeniality, and it's like in that same breath that
you're sitting in front of 4, bitch, with Jasmine's jury vote, Indy's jury vote,
and your jury vote. Congeniality. Stay mad. Nah, but it's like, sir, you can't really, it's weird because he acknowledges how horrible and bad it was, and then also on the same hand is complacent in it, and that's what he did with the Kyle situation. And it's even, I feel like it's a little worse for him to be fully aware with it, because let's be real, the other girls are dumb. Terrence, Jasmine, Indy, they're literally just not smart.
It's the ignorance that they have.
Yeah, they're just not smart. The fact that Michael is aware, fully knows when something's right and something's wrong, and he actively sits there and lets it happen. I feel like it's worse than the bitches being dumbass idiots, because that's what they are. Even the girls outside of the game, Pooch and Amira and what's that bitch name, Paloma, Nicole, literally walking around thinking they're best friends with, like, they're just dumb, literally just stupid in the head. Michael, you are a smart guy. You are very active in your intelligence. You sit there and look at the camera and says, it's horrible how Taylor's being treated. I don't think she should be treated this way. But you can add in your speech that she's miscongenial. But it is weird that she's wearing that dress. She does have an arrogance to her. She is a little vain, right, Brittany? Like, come on now, sir. You can't sit here and add on to it when you're supposed to be so woke about it. And so we move along, and even at the beginning, Kyle tried to bring, when he was making the leftovers and he was trying to bring Taylor in, a part of the reason that the leftovers was made was not just to make a majority alliance. It was to accommodate for all of the bashing and bullying that was going against Taylor, which Michael was knowing was happening. He sat there and he told Kyle, we should still exclude her, how she's been being excluded for the rest of this game from the alliance. And Kyle was like, no. And it's like, why did you even think that? Why did you want to continue to exclude her and continue to jade her away from the societal norms in the house when you know that was so horrible that was such a horrible experience for her. I just didn't appreciate that because he was so aware of what was going on. And it just gets worse, y'all.
Yeah, and this leads into the Kyle situation because, as you all know, KKK Kyle wanted to create an all-white alliance. He wanted to be himself, Turner, Michael, Brittany, and Alyssa. And Daniel at first, when this first all came up. Now, Michael very much so entertained this idea. Let's be real. When he said he wanted to go speak with Turner, he's like, yeah, go speak with Turner. He entertained the idea that maybe Daniel should stay in the game. And this first round of it, I will say, he wasn't as pushy with it with Kyle. However, that was the first knowledge of it. He knew something was wrong because he admitted that shit on feeds to Brittany, and he still didn't say anything.
He should have got off his ass
wrong
and spoke the fuck up.
Ass up and said something. I think the issue is, first of all, he himself had no real relationship with Joseph and Monty because some of those things that Kyle was saying did agree with Michael's game. Michael did not have a relationship with some of the POCs. He didn't have a relationship with Jasmine like that. He didn't have a relationship with Terrence like that. He didn't have a relationship with Monty and Joseph like that. He had Taylor, but he never really wanted to bring Taylor in. So all he could say was that I know Taylor's not in it, but I don't know solidified that the other ones are not. Because he literally had no social game throughout this entire season. But
the issue is he had just as little as a relationship with Turner as he did with those other people who are being spoken about. But he was very comfortable with Turner being included in this new group that he has no control in because he doesn't have a relationship with Turner or Alyssa at this point. Really, he had broken his relationship with Alyssa after taking out Amira. But my thing is, he did have a relationship with Jasmine because him and Jasmine were very close before Amira went home. But he was quick to be like, we can keep Alyssa, but maybe not Jasmine. So it's like, what happened?
And that's why, and that's where it gets really weird because once it gets re-brought up, this is before going to Dire Fest on what was this? Taylor's HOH. He gets re-brought up, and then once again, because Michael wants his split inside of the leftovers, he is now pushing for this split. You know, Kyle brings up again, I wanted to be Michael, Brittany, me, Alyssa, and now Turner. Mind you, Michael has no game relationship with Turner, so they have to rely through Kyle to get Turner. When Kyle attempted to get Turner, it didn't work. He came back, he was like, yeah, Turner's not interested. And Michael was like, really? Damn. And that's where the complacency and bullshit comes in, because he wanted this split knowing the justification behind it. The justification behind this split is the white people need to team up because the black people might be working together. Michael knew this and still wanted this split to happen. That's bullshit, and that's beyond game because you know what the basis is on.
And he actively worked towards achieving that goal. He actively wanted Kyle to speak to Turner. When Turner turned it down, Michael was upset for 2-3 days that Turner turned it down. When the house split, Michael was advocating to make sure Joseph gets out. I might have to take out Monty. I'm going to take out Jasmine. He was literally working towards that split. So,
and that's what pisses me off, Pharaoh as well, because once we get to after the Dire Fest, he comes back, and we have the situation where he exposes Kyle because he was the target coming into this. It really pisses me off because if Kyle did not turn on you, if Kyle was still like, hey, it's after party and Michael and Brittany, would you have exposed that information?
The answer is no.
Because the way he even approached it, he's like, oh, Kyle, like, I have so many things on you. You wouldn't want me to. And the things were racism? That's what you had on him? Racism?
Literally. He said, Kyle, you don't want to be my enemy because I have the information of the fact that you're racist. So make sure you're not trying to backdoor me. Which is indicating if he wasn't trying to backdoor you, you would never have said this information. You would have never spilled this information. And it's funny because people outside of the game in the jury house, Jasmine, Indy, and Joseph clocked that without any of the information. They had only the information from Kyle and immediately clocked, wait, why didn't Michael say this immediately? That's weird.
Exactly. And let's go back because the people who always want to take it back, oh, it's game. Michael's a good game player. You bitches always piss me off. But since y'all want to talk about take it back to game so bad, it literally was not good for his game because he made that move. He had Terrence, Monty, and Turner against him. They brought the information. Kyle brought this information to the jury, and like Sarah just mentioned, Indy, Jasmine, and Joseph immediately turned against him. So even if y'all want to bring this to game, this was not a smart game move. He lost all respect with the jury.
And went home the next week. And went home the next week.
Because of this. So we want to bring it back to game? This wasn't a good game move.
And it wasn't a good personal move because he's
not a good person
for this.
Y'all want to bring it back to game. Let's bring it back to game. Let's simple it up for you guys. Because y'all want to bring it to game. When his ass is sitting home because he sat there on his information for weeks when he could have been said that shit. And now he's sitting at home because of it. Period. Or in jury because of it.
Period. And it's just weird because the way that he sat there and he strategically planned out how he's going to expose somebody for literally being prejudiced and racist is weird in itself. Mm-hmm. You had a conversation with Brittany privately and said, what lie are we going to say of why we didn't tell them until this point? Let's make up a lie so we can let them know we didn't tell them to this point because of this, this, and this. And let's make sure that we tell. We're going to tell. Any sense. We have to tell Monty and Taylor first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Turner. And we're going to get Turner to make sure that he puts up Kyle. That thing, their goal was to literally get Kyle evicted. Their goal wasn't to expose a racist. Their goal was to get a target who was after them evicted, no matter who the fuck that was. It had nothing to do with them being a justice warriors, and we're going to save the day, and we want these black people to know that he was saying this. That was not what it was.
Because of it, I can't even say he ate. Did he eat? Because now he's home. He's in jury with Kyle. The nigga I can't even say he ate. And the man he just got out. It's embarrassing, love. It's embarrassing.
It is. It is. I just feel like the whole thing was icky and nasty. As soon as he found out that Kyle was sitting here talking about this racial divide, he should have immediately shut that shit down. Brittany had to be the one to shut it down. Every time they flash back to them letting Kyle know, it's Brittany letting Kyle know, baby, why are you saying this? This is a little weird. And it's no credit for her. But I'm just saying, Michael didn't even shake his head no when it happened. Michael said, mm-hmm.
And that's the thing.
So talk to Turner.
Other people are different, and I understand. If you're a black person, you feel like he should have handled it a certain way, bitch, you're right. I don't care. I can't say anything about it. I feel like you didn't have to necessarily go and say something to Taylor and them. Just shut it down. If he would have shut it down, was like, oh, I think there's a God, baby, no, we're not saying that, especially now on national television. Hang it up. It's not working. Literally. I'm going after Daniel. And you're going to be in the leftovers. If you want one of them niggas out, you can get them out your damn self. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's it.
Period.
But no, he sat on that information. He used it when it was necessary. And now guess what? He lost because of it. Because like I mentioned, people in the house felt some type of way about it. People in the jury felt some type of way about it. And now he has to hold his hand on that. That is now part of his legacy as a game player. This move will always be, in my eyes, revolved around the fact that he used racism. It really is. And the thing is, too, Big Brother, the producers, they were using him as their golden boy at first. As soon as he did that, and them Facebook Karens and Kevins turned on his ass, oh, baby, they threw him out to the wolves. Because, the racists are going to stick by Kyle. So now, he is the biggest enemy, child.
Mm-hmm. And it's which one? I
was gonna say which I don't necessarily like because I think all three of them at least deserve to get dragged equally, or Kyle needs to be dragged more. But hey, Michael, you get what you get.
But everyone's getting dragged.
You win stupid prizes. You play racist games and you win racist prizes.
Period. And it's weird because at first I kind of thought I was like, at first in the game, I thought maybe Michael's personality is very passive. Michael's not a passive personality because he was bold enough to expose this big ass move. He was bold enough to call out Turner at the double eviction. He was bold enough to sit on that couch. He was bold enough to call out Brittany. He was bold enough to sit on that couch and beg for his life. He was bold enough to walk around making this. Whenever he made the move, he made the plan. He went to Brittany. He went to Monty and Taylor. He sat it down and broke it down to Turner. So it's not a passivity problem. He wasn't scared because he was so ready and open to expose it to everyone in the house. When it was time, he even was okay with a house meeting. So he wasn't scared. That's a part of his excuse. Like, I just didn't know how to handle it. No, you clearly knew how because you strategically planned it out.
Correctly when you needed
and you handled it the fuck.
Because your ass went.
But when you needed to, you planned it out. You handled it, and you didn't even see scared. And that's the thing. Like he always has like a scared kind of exterior. But the way that he was able to go around that entire house and tell everybody that this man was a racist and talk in front of the house and tell people he was racist, it's like. Clearly you weren't that scared. Clearly it wasn't that, oh, I didn't know how to say it for 3 weeks and I just wasn't sure how to say it. You knew how to say it because you planned it out, boo.
Mm-hmm. You knew how to say it when you said it.
When you said it. So it's giving fake. And I just feel like a lot of his moves have been for America. he keeps pushing this narrative on Taylor, him and Brittany, that she's just doing things for TV and she's doing things for America. Some people may not agree with me. I feel like Michael is doing things for America.
He has.
Back when he tried to bring Taylor under his wing, one of the first things he said was, "I feel like America likes Taylor."
Yep.
I feel like America likes Taylor. I want to work with Taylor. I want to work with Taylor.
Even think with Daniel, I'm doing this for my girl Taylor. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Just for her HOH to happen and that whole race shit to come back up. And he dropped Taylor. The week of Taylor's HOH, he didn't even rarely speak to Taylor. He was done with her. At first it was your girl Taylor. You're doing this for your girl. But this week when race is trying, when Kyle's trying to reenact the race war. Taylor's with the blacks. Not my person no more. Just very weird energy. And that's the thing, like Michael's biggest move this entire season has been his comp ability. Really. But that's the thing, we all know he does things for TV. What about those situations where he goes into the room, I'm gonna win that veto, I'm gonna win that HOH, that's all for television.
I'm gonna be just like Janelle. I wanna be just like Janelle. If you wanna be like Janelle, then you wanna pander to the audience. You wanna pander to the television. And that's okay. Honestly, I don't have a problem.
Your ass lost with non-comp wins just like Janelle. Your idol, babe.
Because I don't have a problem with that. The problem is that he says the same shit about Taylor with Brittany and Kiki Keys and Cuckoos and da-da-da-das and talk shit about the idea, the concept of doing things for the TV, but that's all his game was. Let's be real. I feel like even the way he exposed Kyle was a little bit for the audience. The way that he said, I have to because Turner took out Kyle, I'm not going to take out Kyle because I'm a good person and I'm going to honor our deal. You want to be seen as a good person to America. You're not being authentic. You're being very fraudulent and fake. And now you're in the jury.
It's egg in your face because you're sitting in jury. You're sitting in jury. I can just see him be like, well, I can't take out necessarily Monty. He can't take out Turner because he made that deal. I think Terrence was really just like the low-hanging fruit in the situation. And that really shouldn't have been a move because who took you out? Monty and Turner.
Right. It was a bad move, and honestly, all them comps, and you still got 7th, 6th place. You're not a good player.
I will say, other than comp wins, now after the Kyle move, I guess you could call it a move. His second move was getting out Terrence, and he went home.
That was a horrible move. Horrible player. So, on top of being a horrible player, on top of being complacent as fuck, on top of being fraudulent, on top of pandering to the motherfucking audience, Michael is also evicted and a jury member who will be voting for Taylor. Thank you.
And that's one plus.
The only plus. The Taylor plus. It's not a plus, it's a T. I know that's right.
Bye.
Bye, Michael.